When you fuse the idea of Elvis Presley with cartoon physics, or one could say Toon Force, cartoon logic, gag type nature, you basically come out with Johnny Bravo. Oh boy. I'm not the biggest fan of analyzing characters and their strength when it comes to gaggy, goofy characters like this, because the way these characters are written, they're not meant to be taken seriously. It's more comedic relief than anything. So actually analyzing their strength physically in a video like this, it seems a little wonky, but I'll try to branch out a little bit, you know. Plus, this is one of my shows I grew up with. Don't judge me. I mean, because we're mostly guys here, and we all love women, right? Even if Johnny Bravo was a little bit thirsty, we can all relate to the aspect that he loves women, right? We can all definitely relate. But due to his gaggy type nature, he has some over-the-top feats that you wouldn't expect for somebody like him. But how strong is Johnny Bravo? You're going to see plenty of occasions of strength in this video, of course, but he can do weird stuff like, thanks to Toon Force, of course, literally rewinding time like a remote, like he's part of our reality, like a television show. He even says,
"This doesn't happen in my cartoon. Not if I can help it."
Legit time manipulating, rewinding time, and even acknowledging he's a cartoon character. He somehow miraculously gets smart enough to build his own treehouse with all this equipment on the obstacle course. This is sort of hilarious. Even got TV. Let me stop. Later on in this video, I'm going to bring this back up, but he basically becomes superpowered and he can do extra stuff, even though he can already do gaggy stuff anyway, but he even gets more amplified more than normal when he becomes Boot Man, when he's literally turned into dust. Gaggy, he's not dead from that. Don't ask, but he survives the core of the earth. You know what? Let's get started. How strong is Johnny Bravo, though? It's funny to think about because despite him being a gaggy character, he actually is pretty physically strong. In the lore, he actually is a muscular type of guy, of course, and he doesn't mind working out. That's one thing about him that's actually pretty cool. It's crazy that he actually used to be skinny, but worked himself out to get buff literally on the spot. Don't ask. Cartoon logic. He actually does have some martial art experience, like literal karate class type stuff. So even though he's a goofy character, he's not a complete noob at hand-to-hand combat.
That's no good for me. I got karate on Thursdays.
Yeah, he actually has fighting training, even though he's a gag character. That's funny. You know how in the live-action Karate Kid movie, the master actually had him doing chores, and the kid didn't know why he was having him do chores for martial arts, but it actually helped him in fighting?
I must use the skills I learned doing menial chores to defeat my opponent.
Yeah, straight-up Karate Kid reference. Like, sure, this is a goofy moment. He did an overhead throw, chopping him, just taking out people, like, it's goofy. He can hold all the weight of these women on him at the same time. He can lift up grown men like a literal football and sling them with ease because he's so strong. Strong enough to throw this guitar an extremely far distance past the mountains. You can see his strength here when he's locked down on this table, and he can break out. He's strong enough to grab, lift multiple men, and including elephants, all at the same time, and throw them out of the episode. I mean, he's literally strong enough for one arm to lift several men and an elephant all at the same time with ease, super strength. Look how small he looks in compared to all this rock, and he's holding all that up with his head. Gag moment, strength. Like, there's literally temples that be on Johnny Bravo. Thanks to Toon Force and gaggy type nature, he's able to lift it up still. This right here had to be over 10 tons, and all of this landed on him, and he was still strong enough to lift this crap up. Another gag moment of him actually fishing and lifts a submarine out of the Arctic. Moments like this definitely prove he's superhuman, being able to lift probably over 5, 10, or 20 tons, depending on the size of the submarine, which they can vary. With this kind of strength, imagine what his punches would feel like. He can casually ram through walls like Juggernaut. He literally punched through the roof of a train.
This zirconium is protected by a case of pure diamond.
His head was literally able to break something made of pure diamond, apparently. Just like that. I mean, we've actually seen him dig straight through the earth, like all the way through the planet. This kind of doesn't make no sense, being able to dig this far through the core, so he makes it to the other side of the planet. Effortless. It's moments like this where he literally blitzes through the Great Wall of China with his striking power. I know the cartoon version and the real life version are different, but you can kind of get an idea of how much he had to really dig through. If you look at the real life version of the picture of how much brick he had to carve through, this proves that his strikes can easily punch through brick walls, if we're being honest. It's occasions like this that imply that he can definitely punch over a building, punching through the Great Wall of China like that. Plus, this is like a low end. He just do dig through the earth, guys. He can survive being shot across the solar system, basically, and land with fiery speed and still survive. You can kind of get an idea of how strong he is by the stuff he can withstand. I mean, even random people in this universe do superhuman stuff, like kicking him that far. He lands through this rock and is okay. Stuff like this fall on him, and it doesn't make him flinch, and it breaks. I already brought this up on how he can somehow survive going in the Earth's core and dig through it like it's no big deal. But he can also withstand stuff that's way bigger than building shattering explosions. Like this dang near looks like a dang near close to nuclear explosion type thing. It's an explosion bigger than buildings. He withstood. We see him get hit hard enough. He rams into a mountain to break it apart and gets back up. Explosions that can take down buildings. He can be right in the middle of the mess and can still withstand it. He gets hit so hard enough to where these pillars break and all this lands on him. We're not really trying to talk about his speed, being able to run this fast around this arena. So when it comes to this distance between China and Africa, it's a ridiculously long distance, 5,000 miles. Like you can literally see it, China, in less than a minute.
No time, Mama. Anyway, I'm feeling kind of peppy. Got any fortune cookies? Okay, too bad. Gotta go.
Target is now entering African continent.
This pretty much means if he can run from one continent 5,000 miles to the other, he's way past supersonic speeds, even up to them hypersonic speeds, meaning he can sprint way faster than bullets and missiles, so he's fast. But remember earlier how I brought up how he basically got new abilities, was amped up, powered up superhero type with an outfit and everything, boot man? Based on the stuff I've already showed you in this video, he probably could do this in his base state without the superpowers, to slow down a plane, hold the weight of it with one arm, stuff like that. We actually seen him lift a mountain up, meaning like this, he can lift millions or even billions of tons. Like imagine him like this punching you. Not to mention he can fly at speeds. One can dang near say close to light speed, how he can fly around the earth in seconds, really. Yeah, but for the most part, he doesn't really need Bootman to do impressive stuff. Like he's just strong. But as Bootman, he could definitely lift mountains, punch with the force to tremble them. It just kind of adds up as Bootman, but he doesn't need this power up to be a beast. If I'm being honest, base form Johnny Bravo can more than likely, with gag strength, can punch through mountains and such, or way worse, based on the fact that he can like burrow through the whole earth in literally less than 10 seconds. Durability wise, in this same video, I did show you him surviving being hit through a mountain, so it kind of does make sense with his punching power to be similar. I mean, he dug through the entire planet. This has to be a bare minimum, him be able to tremble mountains with his punches, certain size mountains at least. Being able to dig through the earth like that, saying he can punch with 1 million tons of force seems like a fair assessment. One can theorize his punches could be higher, maybe something like certain nuclear bombs he would be able to punch with similar force as, based on that occasion with Earth, being able to dig through Earth, punches that can shake entire cities. Yeah, it just kind of adds up. Yeah, but I didn't want to make this too long. Johnny Bravo's strong. He's a gaggy character, so you can't take him too seriously, but it's still fun to do. Ooh, did you guys grow up with Johnny Bravo like I did? I enjoyed Johnny Bravo as a kid. It's a fun show for youngins. It's good for people that don't have no attention span. But before I get going, everybody, I have to say a quick thanks to the donators right quick. Helps out a lot. Respect, Bravo. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.